Atlantic City, and Tim Ryan. Tim?
Brent, there's a sellout crowd here at the ballroom here, the Copa Room of the Sands Hotel, where today we're going to see Hector Camacho, who just has been an explosive figure on the boxing scene, against Johnny Sato, one of the outstanding 130-pounders from the Philippines, now living in Stockton, California. Of course, Hector Camacho unbeaten in 16 professional bouts, 9 KOs along the way after an outstanding amateur career, and he made his television debut nationally here on CBS against a very tough and unbeaten at the time Louis Loy from Portland, Oregon. And it was an impressive debut indeed in July of '82, as in the 7th round, the referee, Tony Perez, had to step in and stop it as Hector Camacho unleashed a non-stop attack. He showed all kinds of style and then all kinds of personality. The crowd there very much behind him in his hometown of New York City. He is the pride of Spanish Harlem. His opponent, Johnny Sato, has a victory by knockout over former 130-pound champion Rolando Navarrete, his countryman from the Philippines, and is an experienced professional at the age of 27, now living in Stockton, California, one of the tops in this weight division. Today, he and Hector Camacho are boxing over the weight as lightweights today. Well, with us, as usual, on our boxing coverage, Gil Clancy. And Gil, I know you feel as I do. It should be exciting when we go to Cali, Colombia, to see the final of that World Amateur Basketball Tournament, the U.S. and the Soviet Union. And remember, we'll be joining that live immediately at the conclusion of our boxing show here today. Gil, let's talk about the matchup here today. We've got 2 southpaws, and when you were watching Hector Camacho work in the gym the other day, you had some comments about him boxing yet another left-hander.
Yes, but you know, Camacho is a speedster. He's a tactician, but his moves are patented against regular fighters. Against the southpaw, I think he's going to have to change and become more of a puncher. Now, with Sato, Sato is a cool customer. He's a veteran, and he can punch. So this should bring out the best in Hector Camacho. It's a good test for him.
All right, Johnny Sato and Hector Camacho, and with us also on our coverage today, once again, is the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard. And Ray, talking about Hector Camacho, you got to see a little bit of yourself in this young man with those flashy hands, that great style, personality. He's even good looking.
Well, I tell you, Jim, this is a great comparison between the two of us. I mean, he's somewhat cocky like I used to be, but really, this young man has what the boxing public demands. He has charisma, he has style, and a great personality. I see a great future in Hector Camacho.
20-year-old Hector Macho Camacho against the veteran 27-year-old Johnny Sato, his sternest test yet, as he tries to work his way to a title bout at 130 pounds and then to campaign in the lightweight ranks. Underway in the ring right now is the ring announcer, Ed Darien. Let's go up and join him.
Heavyweight champion of the world, the Honorable Jersey Joe Walcott Commissioner. Robert W. Lee and Nick D. Balistreri, Deputy Commissioners. The physicians in attendance are ringside this afternoon, Chief Physician Dr. Frank P. Doggett, along with Dr. Stanley P. Rogers. The judges, Harold Letterman and John Stewart. The timekeeper at the bell is Roy Johnson. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Frank Cappuccino. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round lightweight bout, referee Larry Hazard. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the red corner, wearing the maroon trunks with the gold trim, he is weighing in at an even 134 pounds. This young man has a record of 32 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws with 18 knockouts. He is ranked 6th by the World Boxing Council and is a native of Cebu City, the Philippines. And now residing in Stockton, California, ladies and gentlemen, here is Johnny Sato. Sato. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the gold trunks with the white trim, he is weighing in at 131.5 pounds. This gentleman is ranked 8th by the World Boxing Council. He is undefeated in 16 professional bouts with 9 knockouts. From New York City, New York, boxing fans, here is Hector Macho Camacho. Camacho.
Okay, shake hands now. Come out fighting at the bell. Good luck to you both.
Referee is Larry Hazard. this afternoon for this 10-round lightweight bout, and having given the instructions to the two competitors today, we see the tail of the tape. 20-year-old Hector Camacho against Johnny Sato at 27 years of age, and he weighed in at 134. Camacho at 131 and a half. Camacho in gold, and Johnny Sato in burgundy trunks with a neat little fringe on the bottom. And the scoring by the referee, Larry Hazard, and two judges at ringside, Harold Letterman and John Stewart. Letterman from Orangeburg, New York. John Stewart from Lawnside, New Jersey. Tim Ryan with Joe Clancy and Sugar Ray Leonard as we watch Hector Camacho in his second nationally televised bout. It is the first time on national TV in the States for Johnny Sato. We mentioned he had knocked out Rolando Navarrete in 8 rounds, and then in an NABF title fight for the North American 130-pound championship, he went 12 rounds with Navarrete, losing a split decision. This was an outstanding bout. So he is a quality fighter, ranked number 6 in the world by the WBC. Camacho ranked number 10.
Tim, I'm very impressed with Sato's build. He's built like a little bull. He's close to the ground, and he looks very, very strong.
We watched him train with Bazooka Limon when Limon was going to fight Rolando Navarrete and won the title from Navarrete. And he was very impressive sparring with Bazooka Limon, and indeed hopes that a victory here today will launch him into a title opportunity against the champion at 130 pounds, Bazooka Limon.
Tim, Sato needs to do something to compensate for Camacho's speed, because Hector has incredible hand speed, and Sato can't sit back and wait, because if so, Camacho's going to do what he wants to do.
Camacho does not lack confidence. Oh, good solid left hand by Sato caught Camacho coming in. 20 years of age, and the world is his oyster. Off the streets of Spanish Harlem, he's talking world championship already. Just landed a good combination to the head of Sato.
Tim, as we mentioned, Camacho's a southpaw, but that doesn't mean that he fights many southpaws. This is an entirely different experience for him, and it's a veteran fighter. It may take him a little time to get his rhythm and do just what he wants to do, or at least try to do what he wants to do.
A good solid left and then a right hand behind it. That brought the crowd alive here in the Copa room at the Sands. Stinging jab, good balance, good movement.
Camacho's punches are so accurate. He has very good timing, very good balance, which is very important.
Under a minute to go, round 1 scheduled for 10. Sato, interestingly, had never seen Camacho. Didn't watch him on videotape. Didn't seem to be too concerned about not having seen him. Going to fight his fight anyway. Approaching the end of this first round here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Good, tough opening round for both fighters.
When you buy it.
Round 2 from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Hector Camacho on the left of your screen. Johnny Sato now on the left of your screen in burgundy. And the score from Cali, Colombia, USSR 43, the USA 38. 3 minutes remaining in the first half in Cali, Colombia. Remember, we'll be going to it live, joining it in progress at the conclusion of this fight.
Ray, in the corner between rounds, Billy Giles told Camacho, feint the jab, let him come, and then nail him. You think that's an easy thing for Camacho to do right now?
Well, Camacho, as I watch him, he's a very good counterpuncher here. I think this young man is capable of doing anything in the ring.
Solid right hand, and that just brings a good body attack back from Sato. He is rough and tough and a skilled boxer, as you have already seen. Sato is not just a tough guy who's in there and can walk straight in. He knows how to box and move.
There was that feint of that jab by Camacho, but Sato did not fall for the feint. There's the feint again.
What Sato needs to be doing, he has a pretty good stiff jab. He needs to work his jab also.
Camacho electrified the national television audience against Louis Loy. Just landed a solid combination there to the head of Johnny Sato. Sato landed a left hand. Referee is He was bigger in the scoring with 2 judges at ringside on the round system in New Jersey. Solid right hand rocked Sato back.
One bad habit that Camacho has, he holds and he hits at the same time. He has too much talent to be doing these little things because it could cost him, especially in a major fight, major title fight.
Under a minute to go, round 2. Well, that's something Gil Clancy commented on his first fight. Indeed, we spoke to him about it after the fight, Ray, and he said, you know, it's a habit. That's the way I box in the gym. He said, it's going to be hard for me to shake that. Well, he's going to have to, isn't it?
That's very important, and habits are, they can be broken.
Good stiff jabs by Camacho scoring.
Well, the jab worked good in the first round, but then his trainer said, feint the jab. I would stay with that jab and break this fellow up, and then he'll fall for the feints. Be patient.
Under 20 seconds to go, round 2. Scheduled for 10. Camacho in gold, Sato in red. Final seconds of the second round, live from Atlantic City, New Jersey on CBS Sports Saturday. Tim Ryan with Sugar Ray Leonard, Gil Clancy live from Atlantic City. We'll be going live to Cali, Colombia for the U.S. against the Soviet Union, the final game of the World Amateur Basketball Championships, with the Soviets leading as the first half is coming to a close. Hector Camacho in gold, Johnny Sato in red. Gil?
Tim, in Sato's corner, they told him to keep his distance and try to hit Camacho with combinations. I think that's just about impossible to do. The only way that anybody's going to do anything with Hector Camacho is get him into punching exchanges and nail him. He's so fast, I just can't see anybody outpointing him at a distance. Can you, Ray?
No, I can't. As a matter of fact, another comment that was made in Sato's corner, they said, keep your hands up so your eyes don't get closed. I never heard that before.
Well, that gives the fighter something else to worry about. I would never tell that to a fighter.
In his corner, Johnny Sato, his manager, David Thompson, and his trainer, Benny Kassing. Solid right hand scored by Sato off a combination from Camacho. He's been at his best when he stayed inside and counterpunched. He landed one good big right hand at the head of Camacho. Of course, everybody will ask about a guy like Hector. Can he take a punch? He may be great throwing them. Can he take a punch? We saw him take one there.
Well, Sato packs a pretty good punch in both hands. And he took Camacho took a pretty good wallop just now.
Couldn't have got hit harder. He got caught coming in.
Third round action scheduled for 10. A lightweight bout. Both normally 130-pound junior lightweights. Camacho hoping to vault into a title shot at 130 pounds. He would like Sammy Serrano. He would take Suzuki Limon, the 2 champions. And then talking about moving on up into the lightweight ranks, campaigning there. And he says, the big fight ahead for me has got to be Boom Boom Mancini. He says, everybody want to see that one. Well, he's got to win here today to keep his trail going. Of course, Johnny Sato with ideas of his own. Under a minute to go, round 3. Sato wants Bazooka Limon. He thinks the victory here today will get him a title shot. Solid combination scored by Camacho.
Tim, any time that I've seen Camacho fight, he's always outmaneuvering the other fighter, going from one side to the other. But that, again, is because he was boxing an orthodox fighter. Against Sato, his tricks don't seem to be working. He's going to have to outfight Sato, nail him with good punches, good stiff jabs, and outfight him. He's not spinning him, he's not moving him around at all, the way he normally does in a fight. And that's because Sato is a southpaw.
Under 30 seconds to go, down to 15 seconds indeed here in round 3. Camacho in gold, Sato in the red trunks with the fringe. Good solid left hand landed by Camacho in the ear of Sato. Final seconds, third round.
7.
See, I'm drinking milk for good.
We are back in Atlantic City, New Jersey, round 4. Hector Macho Camacho against Johnny Sato from Stockton. A solid left hand landed by Camacho. Another big left hand. And Camacho really coming out like a tiger here in round number 4. And word just in from Cali, Colombia. The Americans have taken the lead over the Soviets, 47-45. Under a minute remaining in the first half of the World Amateur Basketball Championship final game. We'll be going there live to join the conclusion of that game immediately following our fight telecast here from Atlantic City. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line. We'll have a station break at the end of this 4th round.
Again, Tim, I have to comment on the speed and accuracy of Camacho's punches. A man so young, he's so accurate. I mean, he looks like a veteran.
Ray, how much of that can anybody be taught? How much is just his own natural God-given ability?
A lot of this is just God-given talent.
Big right hand landed by Camacho, and he goes toe-to-toe with Sato. Gil, is that dangerous for him to stand there and go toe-to-toe? You say that's what he's probably going to have to do here to get to the left-hander.
Tim, that's the only chance that Sato has, is if he nails Hector Camacho with a big punch as they're punching toe-to-toe. But Camacho punches so fast, he can throw a 5-punch combination before you can get one punch off.
When I was young, I used to throw a 5- and 6-punch combination.
When you were young, huh?
Times have changed.
How's that song go?
I think most people who watched you in your most recent fights would say you're still throwing a few of those. Ray, minute 20 remaining in the 4th round. Camacho in gold, Sato in the red trunks.
Sato needs to get inside, because outside, Camacho is going to just continue to just punch him at will, because his hand speed is so incredible.
There it is again, Ray. 5-punch combination, every one right on the mark.
He's got Sato in trouble, and Sato down and very, very groggy. He has never been stopped. His one knockout loss, a somewhat disputed one a couple of fights ago. He is in great difficulty now, and he cannot get up. It is all over. A 4th-round knockout for Hector Camacho. A blistering series of punches in that combination that caught Sato. He didn't even see where they were coming from, and suddenly he was down. He has only been stopped once before by Rigoberto Ruiz in a much disputed finish in which apparently he was all right. The referee jumped in and stopped it anyway, but he has never been stopped before. Hector Camacho made no doubt with this one at all. What a series of punches over there, Gil.
Tim, I stopped at 5 punches. I didn't think he could throw anyone. There came the next 2, and down went Sato. Unbelievable.
Well, we'll be coming back to take a look at the knockout victory by Hector Camacho, now unbeaten in 17 fights with 10 knockouts in his young professional career. We'll be back to see the knockout again. Right now, let's go to our studios in New York and Brent Musburger.
All right, Tim, he has a bright future ahead of him, doesn't he? Hector Camacho. Now, still ahead of us on CBS Sports Saturday, we'll have an interview with Camacho, and we are also going to be taking you live down to Cali, Colombia. Let me update the situation there. The United States has gone ahead at halftime, 49-47. Our basketball team trailed the Soviet Union by as many as 13 points. Dick Stockton is standing by for our live coverage of that event, and we'll be going there, and also we'll hear from Camacho right after these messages from your local stations.
This is CBS.
You're watching KEPR-TV, Tri-Cities.
Hector Camacho, a winner again with that 4th-round knockout of Johnny Sato. And let's go back live now to Tim Ryan in Atlantic City. Tim?
All right, Brent, we're here at the Sands in Atlantic City with victorious Hector Camacho, a 4th-round stoppage of Johnny Sato. Did you know that this young man had only been stopped once before in his career? He's had a lot more fights than you have, and indeed that was a disputed knockout. Apparently it was not a real clean knockout. Yours certainly was. Did you know he hadn't been stopped?
Well, you know, I didn't know nothing about Johnny. You know, but as they told me that he was going to come straight at me. So all I had to do is stay sharp and keep him off balance and just try to hurt him so I could open up, and that's what I did.
How about fighting a southpaw? Did that bother you at all?
Not really, because my style is a lot of movement. I never said so it doesn't really bother me.
All right, let's go back and take a look at the knockout sequence. Here is a strong young guy who just does not get stopped. You accomplished it. How many punches do you think you landed in this combination?
I'll say about 6.
That's how many Gil Clancy counted, too, as it happened. Some body shots hurt him, didn't they?
Yeah. That's how I wanted him to get hurt so I could just open up.
Looked like the right uppercut might have been the one that really finished him, but you had done the damage with the earlier punch.
Yeah.
Here it is again.
Just playing it safe.
Working the body, then a good shot to the head, and I think there's an uppercut coming here. He's in trouble now, and then ping. That's the one that finishes him there.
That looks mean, right? It looks mean on TV.
Yes, it looks mean.